Mercy.
We'll just pray he's on Mercy all the time. And
how many times?
Why would you import someone to just play Mercy? That's another thing. Like from another region, they're going to be playing with huge ping. I feel like you could find a Mercy player. You know, it's Mercy. You know what I mean?
Ooh. Dropping bombs here. Anyways, guys, we're in the finals. Let's get this thing underway. We're headed to Village to get things started. We've got a Fire Mercy coming out from both sides. Actually going to be identical team compositions here. So we'll see who comes out on top. Full Send took it 2-1 against Savages on this map, so they are feeling pretty comfortable with that Fire Mercy to get things started, as we see OG actually being rather aggressive to get things underway here. Badger the first to fall. Josiah, that is a name we've said a lot in AGs over the last year here. He is going to drop as well. Pretty even trade across the board. No Mercy's taken down just yet.
But look at the pressure coming out, actually, from the Divas. Actually coming out from both sides, really. Just the pressure that we see them applying to the Fair is a little bit different than what we saw in the last matchup here, but now finally it looks like Ezire and the rest of these guys from Sinatra's Christmas playlist, they might be actually holding it out here. They're finding a couple of kills, they're putting the pressure on. They did just find the Winston kill, and that's a big one in order to determine who's going to have control of the point, and they finally do collect it.
And they lose their Mercy in the midst of that one, but they're going to look to pick up some late stragglers. Sinker might be able to get to safety, but looks like Zoker will be taken down as well. And OG is way out of there. He's going to back off of this one. They're going to get their Mercy back up into the fight, ready to go with the Valkyrie here. And that's why you import the Mercy right there. Ready to go over Darren Echo, who's at 80% right here. Looking pretty strong to get things started. Ezire, an excellent tracer here in this scene. We'll see if he can pick up an early kill with the Pulse Bomb if possible. He's actually going to get dropped right away by Iron.
Zoker and Josiah now in a little bit of a duel here, as OG is going to go ahead and pop the Primal Rage, getting very aggressive, trying to knock them off the side there, and that's going to be Zoker with the Barrage, finding 2 kills.
They do actually find that kill mid-air here. There's the Valkyrie coming through from the side of Darren Echo. They've got the numbers advantage here. This is looking like it's going to be their fight to take. 48% on the board from the side of Sinatra's Christmas playlist, but Full Send, a pretty solid team, are going to be able to battle their way back into this one before it gets to that 99%, of course, which is a little worrying to get things started in your first map.
And I don't understand how Fried Wiener can go from Fried Wiener and pick an equally bad name in Hentai Guy, but he did, and nonetheless he's got his team on the point right now. Now it's looking like they do have control here, Storm. I just don't know if they're going to be able to hold it.
That's a pretty impressive take. They could hold on for a bit here, but of course they don't have a Primal Rage ready to go. They don't have the Valkyrie, but we'll see what they're able to do with this one. Hentai Guy gonna drop his mech right here. That's gonna be pretty good for Zoker to be able to pretty much roam free in the skies right now. They should be able to take this one back. It's at like 99% right here. Farah doesn't make it back in time. They get up to 67%, so making a little bit of way towards that 100% here, but regardless, will lose the fight.
Zaya holding that Barrage right now, and I saw on Twitter there was a little discussion actually, Storm, where people were trying to talk about what the deal is with the yellow ultimate charge, but it looks like, I mean, from what I saw, nobody was able to really give an explanation as to what it is for sure, and any kind of sense of just consistently at least, because a lot of people said a lot of different things, but it was never consistent. So I wonder if anybody in chat has figured it out.
Well, they pick up 2 kills here. They pop the Valkyrie as well, and they are going to take the point mid-fight once again, but here it's pretty sure that was already a last fight from the side of Full Send. So again, they maintain control 75%. That means it's pretty much going to be down to one final fight for Full Send to take this one back. They took this point in particular against the Savages, so wouldn't really be good them to lose off on this one early on here, but not a lot of ultimates really ready to go. Self-destruct up into the sky, trying to find the Fair and the Mercy, but they're going to get to safety before that one actually connects. Starting to move on the point. Zoker gets taken down early on. That's a nice pickup. Pulse Bomb out as well. They're going to be down a couple of guys, as Zoker is the only one to get back up into this one. 99%. We are in overtime right now. No ultimates from the side of Sinatra's Christmas playlist here, but they've got the numbers advantage. They are looking healthy.
Sinker putting the pressure on the tanks as well. They need to be looking for kills here quick, as Ezire is really racking it up for the opposition. Pulse Bomb at the ready. Can he find something with it? As the Pulse Bomb comes out from Ezire, they don't find anything, and he actually throws that one out into the open, but still finds the kill onto Ezire.
It's a big pickup, but Hurix, I just don't think they have the numbers. They've got a Primal Rage to Winston. Tracer going to be taken down. Overtime going to drop in a heartbeat there. and it will be round 1 over to Sinatra's boys.
Very long round, though, all things considered, and doesn't look like anybody knows the answer to my question from earlier. Or perhaps I didn't give enough time, but I think I did. Yeah, I did. Nobody knows the answer. Okay, good to know.
Well, Hurix, we're headed to Shrine, and this map went pretty poorly for Full Send in their first match against the Savages in the semifinals, so I've got to give the advantage to Sinatra's Christmas playlist right now. We'll see if they can take this one a little bit more handily than we saw in the first one. But Izire over to the Doomfist. Zoker gonna stick with the Pharah here. Interesting change. We'll see how he performs on this.
You will see Sinker pushing forward now, and already did find OG. He's very low. Already did pop his barrier too. They could go for that kill, and they do. That's a huge pickup. Now they just have to try to see if they can deny the Mercy. If he does actually wind up going for that res, and he does indeed, but things have tipped too far in favor of Full Send now, and I don't know if you can hear that, but huge sirens going off in the background. Hopefully you can.
I can't hear it, but Hurix, I mean, they got the early pick, but I was maybe looking for the Doomfist to, you know, it's got that bit of a one-shot potential, looking for that to come out, but not quite able to connect on anything. They say, you know, we're going to go away with that strategy. We're going to move back to the Pharah. We're going to put Josiah back onto the Tracer where we thrive on these. Wait for that D.Va to get back up into the mix here. Take the early loss and see if you can get back into this one. Looking for a pick, potentially Josiah, 70% at that Pulse Bomb Sinker, about ready to go. Gonna have a little bit of an advantage in this, but regardless, they've got 50% plus up on the Mercy Valkyrie ultimate. They're gonna move on to the point. They find the D-Mech early on. That's gonna be pretty big, I think, for the DPS of the side of Sinatra's Christmas playlist.
Really good kill from Zoker there. They tried to force out that Resurrect, but Zoker still found the kill onto the Mercy, and they're going to be going forward as Sinker is going to get that health pack once again, getting a little bit of a duel with Josiah, who's actually swapped. And remember, Izire and Josiah, they were swapped before. Izire was the Tracer, Josiah was the Pharah, but now it looks like they're just going to be coming back in here, and they really haven't found much for themselves so far.
Pretty big from Darren Echo to pick up 2 people. The self-destruct from Hentai Guy, not quite able to find anything in that exchange. They're going to maintain control here. They're at 63% and counting. They forced them all the way off the point. That looked like that was going to the Christmas playlist, but that's Full Send with full power right now and looking to take this with one more fight, force it to a 3rd round. Definitely possible at this stage. I mean, they're sitting on that sound barrier.
Pause.
Ooh,
there we go. Oh no!
You're saying something else.
I hope you don't hear what I hear.
I do not hear anything.
Well, everybody on the stream is gonna hear what I hear.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is a good one. We might be able to remix this.
We'll see what the problem is here. As no one seemed to be DC'd. Maybe they're just lagging a little bit here. Let's see what's going on with these guys. Oh. That's not good. From the side of Sinker. He's at 90% to a Pulse Bomb. Hopefully he doesn't have to restart or anything.
Alright, they're ready. Okay. I went ahead and muted it for the couple of seconds that I thought about muting it for, so... Sorry, sorry stream.
Looks like they're good to go, guys. Get back into this one. 80% for the side of Full Send. And they're going to throw out the self-destruct. They find a kill on the Karkar. Sound barrier comes down. Not quite able to find anything with the self-destruct, but Hurix got the numbers advantage. Mercy dangerously low. Both supports are out of the picture here, and down goes Izire. Hurix, this is all Full Send. They're looking to take this second round 100-0 after losing quite badly there on Village. We're going to see the Resurrect come out, and it doesn't even make a difference right now. Overtime should take down in just a moment. Karkar gets knocked off the point, and we're headed to a round 3 on Sanctum.
A lot of pressure going over to Fried Wiener, aka Hentai Guy, and OG. Those tanks taking a lot of damage early on. We saw OG jumping in at the very start of that, which gave a lot of momentum over. And you know, he had to drop the barrier early. He had to even leave his own barrier because they were just right inside of it. They wound up dying off rather quickly, and that was just continuing on throughout that map. Now going on to a round 3 here on Sanctum. Izire saying, my Pharah very big. Well, if that's the case, then why'd you lose? You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty funny. But regardless, They're going to be going over to pretty much the same setups here. Actually, identical team comps. Pretty much what we saw in that semifinal match as well here. You got that Junkrat, you got that Roadhog, and that Orisa, but no Karkar and Badger going to go over to the Mercy. So we'll see who can get the early point advantage. Curious to see who's going to move on to that, who's going to move over to the side and pick up that first hook from the Roadhog.
I find it very interesting that they're going for, you know, the double, I guess you could call them, you know, blasters if you're into paladins, or you could call them demos, I guess, if you're into Team Fortress. I mean, going with Pharah and the Junkrat, it's a very interesting combo, especially when you pretty much know here on Sanctum that there's going to be a soldier. It's a very strong pick on this map just in general, like inherently, but they're still going with it. They're still finding a lot of damage. They even got the first pick here, but they're leaving that Zenyatta open, but I don't think anybody's going to be able to find that pick.
And Hentai Guy making it easy for the rest of his squad, able to find an early kill, and Orisa was left alone. Zoker going to be dropped off the map here. So a good start for the side of the Christmas playlist. Nonetheless, here they are going to be up to nearly 6 ultimates. They've got about 5 ready to go in just a couple moments. If they can find a little bit of poke damage, maybe a kill if that Roadhog can pick up an early hook. But they're setting up shop in the doorway there. But they're going to move back to the point. 23% and counting and looking very good.
Sinker with attack visor though, but I just don't know what he's going to be able to get done because Josiah has been very, very passive with the positioning, not getting too aggressive, just staying and using that environment to his advantage. But look at this, look at the way that they're coming back around. They're going to open that up, allow Sinker to have an angle here unless they switch sides.
Well, the Junkrat a little vulnerable, but Winston diving into the back, see if they can find anything. Diva's kind of cornered on the point here. Not sure what kind of strategy that was to leave him alone. Riptire around the back. Can he find anything? Looking for a big play if possible. Orisa left vulnerable. Going to be taken down, but Curix, it doesn't matter. Christmas playlists are nice and healthy. Not a great approach. A great approach originally, but just didn't like how they split up like that.
This has been a dominant performance so far by Sinatra's Christmas playlist. They have looked incredible. And you have to wonder what's going to have to change now as Sinker pulls back in. They lose another from Zoker, but they still found that pick onto the Mercy, which is arguably more important here.
And the barrage comes out. Transcendent's going to keep him very healthy. Badger going to get dropped out of the game here. So we will go ahead and pause that one. But regardless here, it's 80%, and they are maintaining control. Badger, not really sure what ultimate percentage he was at, but nonetheless, not really good for these guys.
And we're going to go ahead and mute that as well, because that's annoying. So now we'll just wait on everything to come back in. But now I'm just realizing that I don't even have Dolby Atmos for headphones on, and maybe that's why I'm not playing, and that's why I'm casting. But anyways, you know, Badger coming back in. I don't know if this is really going to, you know, mean a whole lot. They're already down 80-something to 0. I mean, they have no momentum. They were already kind of losing that fight a bit. You know, they did wind up getting a pick onto the Mercy, but he's already coming back. So I just don't really know if this really mattered at the end of the day and what they're going to be able to accomplish coming back into this fight, because they're still yet to lose Sinker here. Darren Echo might fall as well. I'm not really sure what his positioning is looking like right now, but coming back into this, they don't really have a lot of time to get onto the point, and it's going to look very aggressive anyways if they do wind up getting there. So, you know, they will get strung out. It's going to be very difficult to actually get in there and win that fight. So it's looking like we're probably going to see Sinatra's Christmas playlist actually taking this map here.
They're going to have an opportunity to move in here because they don't really... I guess they have a Transcendence. They have a Tactical Visor. If they can flank with this one, we'll see what they can make of it. Transcendence comes out. Riptire finds Anu early on, and Karkar has the Valkyrie ready to go to bring up that Zenyatta here. Should be able to get both the teammates back up into this one, but nonetheless, full send. They're looking right, nice and healthy on the point. They've got all of their teammates here, and they're going to be able to take this one back. 99% down, though, here. It's going to be a heck of a battle to get back into this one. Very surprising comeback.
Well, I guess now I can find out whether or not my foot fits in my mouth, because I was dead wrong on that one. I mean, they just walked right in there. I mean, a lot of pressure came out onto the Mercy. Karkar, who was just floating above. Josiah now actually making a swap over to the Soldier, so they're completely switching things back around, but they have a lot of time to work with here, Storm, so they definitely could, you know, have a little bit of a flub push, you know, 1 or 2 times before they actually go for that last one. If they get the flip, it's still going to be theirs.
Going to move on to the point with the Diva, see if they can look to find something early on. Hurix is Anu taking a little bit of pressure here. Does have a Primal Rage to save himself. Self-destruct into the corner. Hentai Guy actually going to be D-necked. Gets taken down. Nice pickup coming out there from Iron. And they are going to end up losing Zoker. Maybe an opportunity to come back into this Hurix, but not really any ultimates available to make way off this. Transcendence is good to go. Badger finds 2 resurrects for himself. Pulls team back into this.
Look at the way that they attack this too. I mean, it's on so many different angles. There's so many different threats that these guys have to deal with, and with that D.Va, it's very hard to try to control all of that by yourself, and that's just not going to work out for them. They just have to deal with this Tracer here. It's going to flip in just a matter of time. Primal Rage coming on, but he's discorded, so he's going to fall quick, and he does indeed.
Overtime is going to tick down here, and that should be a kill. 76 going to get taken down. It's Sinatra's Christmas playlist. Going to end up taking Nepal 2-1 here as we head to Horizon Lunar Colony for the second map of this best of 3 finals here tonight.
I'm wondering what your settings are. Everybody wants to ball like Storm, you know? Ball with Storm.
Everyone wants to game with Storm, man. That's why it's the name.
But moving into Horizon Lunar Colony, that's an interesting map to come up, Storm, because, I mean, it's a map that pretty much everyone does not like.
It's in the draft, though. So
it is in the draft.
Clearly someone likes it here. They feel they have the advantage.
That's what I'm saying. It's very interesting because most people don't very much appreciate the map. You know, there's a lot of gripes that a lot of people have, especially about point number 2. Point number 1 can be a little, you know, easy to take. Point number 2 can be a little bit hard to take at times, just depending on the strat that you're actually employing, what kind of momentum you have going into, you know, the first fight, and then it's pretty easy to stall out more often than not. So a lot of people are kind of about it because, you know, it already has the 2CP issues that a lot of people don't enjoy very much on all the other 2CP maps. But on top of that, it's also one of the newer maps, so I don't know. I feel like when a new map comes out, people just really don't like it at first, I would say. I mean, if you think back on, you know, even like Eichenwald, people just didn't like it. Horizon Lunar Colony, people just didn't like it. Oasis, people just didn't like it. It just takes a little bit of time for teams to kind of acclimate, or I guess players in general to acclimate to the map and kind of grow into it a little bit. But I don't know. I feel like Horizon Lunar Colony hasn't reached that stage yet. So it's that's why I say it's kind of interesting. This actually wound up coming through as a second map, and that we're going to be seeing it here because this is a map we just don't see that often at the AG level. Yeah, we see it in the professional level, but it's also kind of forced in a way, just because of the way that they actually pick the maps out. There's not too many options for them, so they are you know, going through, and we would see that at the professional level. But now here, I do expect some Orisa play, at least defensively. That's something you see a lot in comp play as well. But outside of that, it's kind of open. You know, Widowmakers, there's some good sight lines for that. We've already seen Sinker on the Widowmaker on KR, so I would expect to see that. But as for the attack, probably dive. Looks like that's going to be the case as well. Ezire is on a Reaper right now. It makes a lot of sense because that first point, everything's very, very close quarters. You know, you do expect to see some big, beefy tanks like Orisa. I don't know if you would expect to see Roadhog, but it's certainly one of the picks that isn't surprising for the first point. So, you know, having that Reaper is definitely going to be doing a lot there as well.
Well, this could be it. Sinatra's Christmas playlist looking to take a 2-0 here in the finals and claim victory over last week's champions. But Sinker and the rest of the crew going to try to push us to a game number 3 on Lijiang Tower if possible. We've got the Ezire moving over to the Reaper here, which is a little interesting. We'll see how he's able to actually do in the close quarters combat as they look to flank around the side in a decent position to get things started as they look to move in.
Really good positioning from the attack, too, because now they're just going to get control of the point. It's very hard for them to push in with an Orisa. So this is really, really smart for them to just get very aggressive as soon as they saw them off of the point and just take control very early on.
And they are looking very dominant. Sinker going to get taken down, and that will be a quick point A capture in under a minute. Hurix, what a push from these guys. They're going to look to move up rather quickly, take the advantage, almost coming up on a Death Blossom as well. That could be pretty big if he's able to load that one up and drop these guys. Iron moves over to the D.Va. Sinker on the Tracer, and they're trying to take this in a record time right now. Zoker is out of the picture. Hurix They are moving up, trying to play aggressive. That shield is down from the side of Anu. They are under a lot of pressure. Pulse Bomb not even needed to take down the Orisa Hurix. They are so dominant. Death Blossom on the point, and I think they might have just taken it.
It's completely Sinatra's Christmas playlist here. Full control of these guys. The Mei doesn't even get onto the point. Misplayed there from Zoker, something that you haven't heard me say all night. And 6:30 on the clock as they come in. And what an impressive performance, Storm. If we look back to that first point cap, which is what set the momentum, set the pace to allow them to take it so quickly on the second, was just their quick positioning to just get over to the point, sit on the control point, and just say, yes, please, take your Orisa, walk it straight into our Reaper shotguns, I dare you. And they did, and you know what happens. The rest is history.
That was disgusting from those guys. The Moira doing a lot of work as well on the offensive push, providing a little bit of mobility for herself and get on the point with that ultimate, looking very, very solid indeed. We are, 6 minutes and 30 seconds here. That is an unbelievable time here. These guys dominating across the board.
I think to be able to get the record time, it's something like 15, maybe 20 seconds earlier, and that's if literally nobody touches the point. So to get it and what it is about, I think, a minute and a half. So, I mean, looking at the first point, nobody really did touch the point. You saw the Orisa try to walk on to the point, but as soon as he walked past his shield, the Reaper was like, bye, dropped him to the floor, the Orisa was gone. So, I mean, what are you going to be able to put on the point at that point? Roadhog can't just solo push in by himself, so there really just wasn't too many options for them as soon as they just conceded control of that point early on. So now holding out defensively, you would usually expect to see an Orisa, but that's not going to be the case. They're going to go for a more consistent hold, I guess you could say, with the Winston, going to be able to provide some extra pressure as well onto the back line if they do wind up getting aggressive, just going for kind of like a counter dive setup here defensively.
Well, they are going to have to do something rather similar here, because otherwise they're going to be at a massive disadvantage in terms of time. Sinatra's Christmas playlist looking at their kind of fullest potential right now in that last push, and they're going to look to continue with that one. We'll see if Sinker can pick up the pace along with Zoker, find an early pick potentially. That would, honestly, that's exactly what they need right now, is they're not going to really hesitate to move in. The Winston just going to drop down upon him, split up the rest of the squad here. It's the D.Va kind of not with the rest of the team. They pick up 2 kills early on. Should be able to find that D.Va as well, who's kind of cornered back there.
And already that time is now unbeatable. Just because they lost one fight, that time that they have gotten is now unbeatable in this matchup here. So they're going to take this late kill onto Iron here, just going to force him out into the middle of space where he has now gotten floated. And now going forward, you have to look at the huge advantage in terms of ultimates that they have right now. I mean, Zoker is now swapping over to the Genji, so he's well behind, but could certainly catch up. But Ezire, 69%, 70 now. Josiah about the same, so gonna have a huge amount of threat, a lot of lethality out of this composition right now.
I mean, OGE just keeps dropping down on these guys and creating separation. A lot of space is created from that Winston, from that D.Va. So tanky, great heals coming out onto them as well, and kind of opening up an opportunity for Ezire to find those kills for himself. Now sitting on a tactical visor, Zoker moves over to the Reaper, but Hurix, is that really what they need right now?
Well, I do think the Reaper is still very good on that first point. I mean, I said it when Ezire was on it before, and I meant it. But the problem is now is that when you get into this situation here, if at any point it gets spotted, they're just going to stay away from it, and you're not on the first point. You're out in the courtyard. You're out in the main area where, it's not the same thing. Oh, I don't know if they're going to be able to deal with this.
Man, OGE is way back towards the spawn, able to find a kill on a Sinker along with Josiah there. Pops a Primal Rage just to wreak havoc in the back, man. They don't even need the ultimate from Ezire or Josiah to be able to clean that one up. As Zoker kind of hiding around here. Maybe he can find a shotgun kill onto that Winston, who is again in the back. He is going to more than likely get spotted out here, trying to dive to safety. Will be okay for the time being, but they are on 4 ultimates, 140 to go. This is going to be rough.
Oh. Zoker, I don't know what went through your head. We've seen huge brain plays from OG so far. That was a peanut brain move on the Reaper, and I don't know why he decided that was going to be the play. Going out into the open and just letting yourself be a target dummy. But now, with the Reaper out of play, they do finally get a pick onto Zenyatta, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get much off of this with, you know, a stellar time at all.
Yeah, they're going to go and pop the Valkyrie here. They lose the Zenyatta, but really not going to mean too much as Sinker trying to find some picks. He did, of course, grab that first one, but didn't really amount to too much. Tactical Visor's out from Desire, but has the support from that Transcendence. They find the kill onto OGE. The Death Blossom on the point, Curix. No one's even really around for that one. Is D.Va able to soak up a little bit of the damage with the Defense Matrix, and Badger comes back onto the point with this squad, but they are outnumbered massively right here. They are down to 40 seconds. One opportunity to try to make things right and push it to a B checkpoint, but Sinker cleans up a couple guys for himself there.
They need more than that. They have both of the DPS down, pressure onto Mercy, force them off the point now, so now we can see them getting aggressive if they want to try to get control of the point, but it's going to be difficult to pull off now because Tracer's coming back, and Soldier's very quick to respond as well. Once he gets back onto the point, or back in position rather, they have no advantage anymore.
It's kind of even in terms of the ultimates right now, but Karkar is sitting on that Valkyrie. Self-destruct finds Darren Echo. That's not how you want to start out the fight, Curix. They're going to have some massive kills come out from Zoker and Sinker if possible, but they are outmanned once again on the point. We're in overtime. OGE cleans up Badger. I'm just afraid that is going to be all she wrote for the side of Full Send. In Sinatra's Christmas playlist, they take the map in 90 seconds. They make the full hold on point A, and they're going to take the set in the tournament 2-0 here in the finals.
Very, very dominant performance there from Sinatra's Christmas playlist. I mean, we wonder why this map comes up, and there's your reason right there. I mean, if you can dominate like they just did, why not pull the map out, you know? Teams typically aren't as prepared for a map like this as they would be maps like Hollywood, Numbani, Kings Row, but I think they took that to their advantage and looked really, really solid on it. Again, really taking advantage of that Reaper, really taking advantage of the bad positioning to start off with, where they just didn't go onto the point early enough. A lot of teams like to do that because then they can kind of just hold and then surround. But wow, countered completely on that first push, and then just all momentum going into the second.
Very dominant performance coming out there after a close one on Nepal.